Hello people, a very warm welcome to this amazing show, Hard Talk. We are always here to talk about so many things concerning the youth out there, but also better still adults. You need this talk really so much. So for any views, comments, suggestions, please keep them coming so that we can better what we're doing and also compiling what you really want us to talk about in together, fuse with what we have so that we can give you a very beautiful piece. My name is Judy Merona, but the show is brought to you by Destiny Production. Destiny Production offers every sort of production. Could be wedding and you want photography, videography for weddings, pre-weddings, birthday parties, baby showers, all those, just in case you want any service concerning that. Please contact them. Their number is passing just right down on the screen. Help us know about your problem because we can solve it immediately. Kati tuyina ne sound system. Oyagala emizinda leje gikuba ne gimalayo bisaawe. Oyina anything to do with oyina either concert, oyina ekivulu, oli pastor out there. You want to reach out to the believers mu gatherings, maybe somewhere mu Kisaawe or anywhere tuyina emizinda leje gimalayo. So PA system is very much available at the cheapest price ever. So services ezo zonna tuzigaba waneeno ku Destiny Production tuli Kisasi. Tukubireko ku ssimu tusobole okukolagana ffenna bulungi. Sheno mbeerako n'omukyala Alice Kansime. Era njagala abeeyanjulire ababulire kyakola. Then better still, we shall continue with the show. Alice, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Julie.
How are you doing?
I'm very fine and excited to be here.
You're smart.
Thank you so much.
Talk to the viewer who you are.
My name is Kansime Alice. Thank you so much, viewers, for listening in, and please continue to listen in because this is your show. I'm a business entrepreneur, I'm a training consultant, and I love young people.
Wow.
Yes.
I like that. It's a disclaimer. Well, today we want to talk about saving and investment. You know, abavubuka eyo mmanyi okola sente zemukola zemulya omugamba mbuno bemuzaala banakoleza bwe banalemerwa bajja yingira amaje. Who told you that? So today we want to teach you about saving and investment. Era nga ndine mchala Alice tungena kubeera nga mubuuze ebibuuzo ebitonotono asobole otunnyonnyola how can someone save, how do you invest, what are some of the implications, the good impacts, yes, be it positive or negative, all that are just gonna be in our show today. So to begin with, why is it important for young people to start saving?
Very good question. The saying goes, the earlier the better. When you save earlier, you make your life better earlier. It's very bad to regret. I wish I had known. And then it's too late to change the situation.
Okay.
What you're saving is actually safeguarding your future. You're not saving for anybody else but yourself. You're protecting yourself from eventualities that will come that you cannot control, but you're stabilizing yourself financially so that no matter what comes up tomorrow, which is unforeseen, you are still secure financially.
Okay, saving early. How early should it be? Because I'm looking at someone who gets employed at 30.
Yes.
Because you've been gnashing, you're a hustler, going up and down, looking for jobs, you can't find one, meaning your account is empty, of course. So apparently, how early should it be for a youth to begin saving?
If it were possible, you'd even save as early as a child. Have you seen...
When your parents give you something?
Have you seen those small total accounts for children? And nowadays, they are even buying small... They're like dolls, but the child is able to save, because even as a child, as long as you earn something, children get money from parents. Students get pocket money. You know, people do small things and they are able to earn. So as long as you are able to earn, whatever you earn, if it is 1,000, keep that 200.
Okay.
Or keep that 300. You know, it depends on how much you are able to save and how much your expenses are that you also need to meet.
But
So
anyway, I have seen that it can happen just in
Yes.
case you have maybe a source of income, you have something. But if we want it to be a norm, why don't parents begin it for us? Because as I was going through my Facebook feed, I saw a post of Davido the musician, with his daughter, could be around 8 years, and they were, showing us a big sum of amount of money that he deposited on her account, as little as he is, because for him, his aim is to see her daughter turning 18 years when she's already a billionaire. Yes, and he deposited a lot of money on her account. So it was news, it was making rounds on social media. So how about parents begin it? Like as early as that, and it's a norm. You're saying that now I'm a parent, I have 2 children, I have accounts for them, and I usually save this much every month for them. Is it possible?
wonderful. That would be the ideal situation. That would be the best every child would want to have.
Okay.
But in reality,
what limits us?
Not so many parents are able to do it, because even the parents themselves are struggling to meet the basic needs of life for their children and themselves.
Okay.
So sometimes the parents would be the best people to do that, but if they do not do it, that doesn't stop you from being successful in life.
Okay.
So I love that the parents are able to invest for the children, but have you prepared the children to be able to utilize those billions you're putting for them? Because they will blow them off. You've seen children who have inherited property. They are the ones who sell it off because they don't know its value. But have you seen those who have earned their hard-earned income and bought property?
African
how much
parents.
they value it?
Hard-earned cash.
Yes, hard-earned cash. They value it and they know how much they had to work to be able to earn it. So it's not only about being able to save, it's also about having the skills to be able to manage those savings and invest them well to yield your results.
That's why they keep us in school. Of course, education can't stop because you have lots of money on your account. It impacts information, skills, how to manage your money.
Right.
So in simple terms. So how can setting financial goals help in building wealth?
Very good. Financial goals help you to live a very disciplined life. You avoid wastage of resources. You redeem time.
Okay.
A lot of time that you would have wasted on things that are not relevant. So setting financial goals from the beginning helps you to keep your focus. You know very well, I want to buy a plot of land. If you want to buy a plot, there is no limit on when you can buy a plot. Even at 15, if you have the savings, you can buy. Even at 30, there are people who have bought it at 60. What is the difference? So it's about when do your savings accumulate enough to be able to earn you that plot of land. So the earlier you save, the better. How much you save, the better. So when you start principling yourself from the beginning, you quicken your blessings much earlier, because whatever you've saved, that is what you'll be able to invest. And when you invest, the wealth that comes, you get, it's one feeds into the other.
Okay. What are some of the simple ways for youth to begin investing with small budgets?
Nothing is actually small, because every step of 1,000 miles begins with one first step. So there is nothing small. Even if it is a mudala of tomatoes and onions, that is a step. It can actually, do you know there are some people who have educated their children from that?
Yeah.
Exactly. Now imagine the other one is a mother who is using that same mudala to educate a child.
Don't they have a supplement to that?
Maybe they'll be getting loans, but they have something that services the loans. So imagine you are a student and you also have that same mudala. For you don't have loans. Whatever you're going to earn from there, you're going to keep it. Do you know that someone is looking for 500,000 to start that mudala? But for you, a student, you can get it, and maybe you've done a small research, or you've done some small work and they've paid you 500,000, but you blow it up because you're not yet so much responsible. And you see it as, I earned like a 500K. So now let me buy an expensive phone. Let me buy the next shoe. engate yakayingirawo, trending shoe, this other shirt, you know, for this football team, but somebody else, that 500 is capital.
Okay.
It's capital. So it depends on how you see that 500,000. To someone else, it's going to multiply, and to a young person, it's going to be for blowing. Emyaka gichaliyo. You think, I'll start next time. Next time never comes.
Everyone has a passion and they have a goal. They also have a plan of which kind of business they would love to invest in, and because they have passion for the business and they'll be able to sustain. So if someone doesn't have an idea of having becoming a tomato seller and just wants to invest into maybe opening up a boutique, whereby you can open up a boutique with only 100,000. It might be a little small. So that's what differentiates from, you know, knowing that I have a small budget, I can't begin. Let me wait until it accumulates. And then the other who says only 100,000 is enough for me to begin up the business that I want to put up here. You get it?
Excellent. You might want a boutique, but the 100,000 you have cannot open up that boutique. But you can put it somewhere and it multiplies until it gives you the amount that you need for that boutique. Do you know that?
Yes, but where?
There are so many things. You could, that's why I'm saying your target is the boutique. But the 100 cannot open the boutique. What can you do with that 100 that can multiply it? That's why I said nothing is small. My goal is to open up the boutique. Maybe I need the 1 million for the boutique, but I'm starting with 100,000. Can I put it in a unit trust? Do you know you can even save 50,000 in a unit trust or 100,000, and it multiplies? So that 100 that you are despising now is what is going to multiply into the 1 million that you need. So you've not yet opened up the boutique, but you've kept it somewhere in a unit trust. At the end of the month, the 100 is going to accumulate. You add another 100 to also accumulate. So it starts compounding. By the end of 6 months or maybe 1 year, it has made the money that you need for the boutique. But you started with 100.
Okay.
So nothing is small when it comes to saving.
Okay. So tell me, what role does financial literacy play in successful saving and investing?
Financial literacy helps you to be able to optimize your resources very well. You know what you want, you know what you're going to do, you know how you're going to do it, you know how much you need. You're able to do your small bookkeeping. Small. Even if it is just knowing how much you spend at home, in your house. How much do you spend on feeding? How much do you spend on transport? How much are you paying for rent? How much do you spend on your makeup? You get those small things. It's financial literacy. It's not something out of the world. It is basically your small being aware of your financials.
How you spend and how much you earn.
You earn. Right? Yes, and how can you do it in a better way to be able, like, regardless of how much you earn, you can always budget it so well.
You know how youth wake up in the morning and you want maybe a pretty dress, you have like a prom party at school, or probably a small party, small gathering with a few of your girlfriends, and then you want to have a dress. And then someone asks you, how much are you going to spend on a dress that I find really looking beautiful is what I'll go with, regardless of how much it costs.
Right.
So that becomes very dangerous for the youth. You don't know how much you're going to spend. So it's always very good to leave home knowing that I have 50,000 to spend on a dress, regardless of how it will look like.
Yes.
I'm going to look for a dress that fits into that amount of money. So that's financial literacy.
Very good. Did you see, you talked of prom, did you see the boy who brought a helicopter? Do you know how much he spent? Did you see the cars they cruised?
Yeah. One
car being hired at 3 million. Can you imagine what type of income or investment you would make with 3 million? Yeah. Can you imagine how much was spent on that one day, one prom, pleasure, short-lived, short-term, and it's all blown away.
Just for a day.
One day. And how much it would have done, or how many lives it would have impacted if that money was invested somewhere, and at least you use maybe like half or a quarter of it. Because at the end of the day, if somebody walked to the prom, another one drove a car, another one used the helicopter, you're all going to the same destination. So it takes wisdom for you to realize that at my age right now, do I need a suit of 3 million? Really?
So Alice, what could I have done? Mommy has given me 5 million to spend that day.
Yes.
So you want me to cut it to 1M and keep the 4?
Exactly. Even 1M.
How will I look? Will I fit in the kind of fellow students that have dressed up to that way? They're trying to dress up to the party, the theme of the party, prom. And how will I look anyway?
Do you know that you can put on a 3 billion suit and you're not smart? And I can go to a window and I buy something that is so cheap, 100,000, but I am very smart and I'm even smarter than you.
It does happen.
Exactly. So it's not about the cost of what you're putting on. It's also about your ability to select what suits you best.
Okay.
And you have to be confident enough to know that I am enough. I am enough. I have everything it takes. I am smart. I'm beautiful. I have rocked today. You get? Whether in my 100,000, I am really smart. And someone else has put on 10 million, they are also smart. You get? But it's not about how much. It's about, am I smart for the function? I am smart with my 100,000, but I've also made a saving. That is wisdom. The other one has blown all the 10 million, a suit of 5, a shoe of 1 million, a watch of 3 million, a shirt of this amount. The whole 10 million is blown away, but there's nothing to save. Tomorrow, when I've invested my extra, they gave me 5, the other one had 10. Me, I spent 1 million and I saved the 4 million. And maybe I've put up something. Tomorrow, who is better? The one who has the saving.
Yes.
So it also comes back to you as an individual. You have to know that you're enough. You have to be confident of yourself.
All right, thank you so much, Alice. Let's get to know, how can young people determine the best investment opinion for their goals and risk?
Very good. How can young people determine their goals? Every goal that you want to do, you must be solving a problem.
How?
Identify a problem.
Okay.
In the community, where you are staying, in the school where you're studying, at the hospital where you've gone for medication, basically around you. What is the problem? The problem is there is no water supply. Can you put a tap or mazi? You will have solving the problem of scarcity of water.
Okay.
So there are things in everyday life that people need. But maybe the next clinic, you have to walk a distance to find it. You have started your small diploma. How do you start? You might not be a medical doctor. Maybe you are just a nurse. But you can do the clinic and hire a doctor once in a while when you get patients that need a doctor. You are solving the problem of distance. People having to walk a long distance to get a medical center. It could be maybe people are throwing rubbish anywhere. Rubbish collection in Uganda has become a problem. Chitezi has just, that's a whole saga in itself. People are throwing rubbish all over the place. How do you come in to collect rubbish? You know the story of Beanit, how he started? Exactly. Do you know how much money he's making? Right now, collecting rubbish. Do you know how much people of rubbish are earning? They're earning very, very good money.
Okay.
Identify what is the problem in the community so that you're able to provide a solution, and there is nothing that is small. As long as you're solving a problem, that is how you come up with a business idea.
All right, thank you so much.
Yes,
what are the difference between saving and investing, and why should both be part of financial strategy?
Very good. Saving and investment. Saving feeds into investment. What you save is what you're able to invest. Okay. So one is a child of the other. The other is the parent. So when you are saving, the amount of savings you accumulate will determine how much you can invest.
Okay.
That's why it's never too late to start saving.
All right, how can young people balance saving for short-term needs and then vis-a-vis long-term investment goals?
Very good. Short-term needs cannot be avoided. These are immediate ones. Basic needs, most likely, food, shelter, clothing. What you do is that you budget. You budget. If you love chips and chicken, you cannot do chips and chicken every day. You cannot buy food in a restaurant every day. However, even if you are earning that money and you can afford it, it's not wisdom for you to eat from a restaurant day. Have you seen people who do that? Day in, day out, they're always partying. It's a party animal. Abavubuka bagala nnyo okulaga nti balina ssente. So kiba kirungi ne bamanya oli akoleero waterekeko akenkya n'enkya nalwo luki lunaku teweemalaamu teweeyabya. There is tomorrow. So whatever you do in the short term, keep for tomorrow, because tomorrow will actually come, and it comes sooner than you expect it. Oba okyalowooza nti I am still young. Before you know it, omwaka guweddewo, and if you count what you've done during the year, there is nothing to show. Naye ng'obaddewo ate sente obadde ozira, ate obadde olya, obadde oyambala, obadde omovinga, you've been doing everything.
How can they balance? Like if you eat chips today, tomorrow you can forego and eat something cheaper so that you can save.
Tomorrow, buy your small portion and beans and go home and mingle and save. Do you know how much that meal will cost you? It's less than 5,000.
Not that much.
Exactly. But you will have saved something for that day. They are unavoidables. Once in a while, you might have maybe a party and you can't avoid it. It's your best friend. You have to be there for them. You have to spend against. Yeah, you can spend there, but also spend within your budget. If you had promised yourself, I am getting 100,000 every month. On this 100, it is a must. I'm going to be saving 10,000. Then whatever you're going to do, make sure it fits in the balance of 90. If you are even pledging on that wedding, don't pledge more than what you intend. So kojeko all these other costs, ojeko emmere, ojeko transport, omanye nti mweba mpledginga mpaayo gumu kitundu. That's my limit. Because wogenda mu meeting bonaka mpaayo million 2, mpaayo mitwalo 5, nawe oyinza okufuna ekinyegenyege nti mpaayo mitwalo 10. Omwezi gwonna is down. You're back to zero.
So you won't be able to sustain the other long-term investment.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What are some common mistakes the young investors make, and how can they avoid them?
Young investors always think there is a lot of time. I will start tomorrow. But yet the best time to start
is today.
Now is the best time. With what you have, begin from where you are at. Don't wait for the big opportunity
Most
to
of
first
them
come.
wait for tomorrow when they have much.
They wait for the perfect time.
Is there a perfect time?
Yeah, sometimes.
Maybe you're waiting to earn more.
Exactly.
So that you can have something to spend now and keep for tomorrow to invest.
And that is what they will be calling
save.
the perfect time. But habits are cultivated even in scarcity, even in season and out of season. When you feel like it, have you ever felt that temptation and you see that beautiful dress you may be passing somewhere and you see it, but you know very well, in my budget this month, there is nothing for dressing. But you're tempted to spend. If you haven't budgeted for it, let it go.
Okay.
Don't spend. So discipline yourself in the small. When you're faithful with small, then you can manage the big.
Women are not friends with that. You know, I've been in conversation with boys,
Yes.
and they keep saying, I can't work with a woman in town, You know, this kind of window shopping. Whatever she sees, she likes it and she wants to buy it. So they usually buy what is not on their schedule or what is not on their paper, not planned for, but because they are seeing it, it's beautiful, I want to have that. So it usually women, they're girls, but I think you can change. That's not beautiful at all. So this is beautiful question that I'm going to give you.
Yes, please.
Should youth prioritize paying off debts before saving or investing, and why or why not?
Well,
you have debts.
Yes.
And you want to save. It's your time to save. What could you do first? Would you save before investing, or should you opt for investing and pay later?
That's a nice one. I think this is a case-by-case basis. You cannot like put a gray line that you should first do this or this. But I would advise that please don't accumulate debts. But in case you have them, you can also have a payment plan. I'll give an example. If I got 50 million right now, I have hit a jackpot and I have a date to also pay. I would use that 50 million. Buy with small ramshackled rentals, over in a very whatever, as long as they are able to earn me some income at the end of the month. Buy those small rentals. Oba mitwalo musanvu omwezi, oba bampa 10 omwezi, naye nyina ka asset kenkoze kenguze n'akapa kenfunye. The income that is going to come from that, those small rentals. Nsasulaliria banja buli mwezi.
So meaning you've invested first.
Then in your
Katinza banja, you want me to cry.
Anti katijukira payment plan tujikoze. Tukoze payment plan buli mwezi ngenda kuwa zino oyinza okuteekamu ka interest kubanga era ngenda kuwa ngenda kulwawo nogamba ngenda kuteekamu ka interest bwe kati nga it's reasonable.
Okay.
Kubanga bwe nazikwata nenzisasula ebbanja neziggwawo, I remain on zero. Era ngenda kuddamu ndi ebbanja eddala. So mba sisolovinze kizibu because I'm always living in debt. Naye wano ebbanja bwe linaaba liweddeyo newankubadde nsasuddemu n'amagoba agabagazzemu because of the period of payment. After the loan is over, then I remain with my asset and now I start earning the income. So I am in a better financial position than the other one who has paid off the debt. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for that. It's a beautiful one. What are the benefits of compound interest, and how can it be leveraged for long-term savings?
Very good. Compound interest is when you earn interest upon interest. Oterese emitwalo 10, emitwalo 10 zikuzalidde emitwalo 2, kati olina emitwalo 12. Bwe ne 12 next month bw'oba ozaala amagoba 12 ate zizaalanga gumu kitundu. Gumu kitundu nazo ne zeeyongera ku magoba ku 12 kweyongeddeko gumu kitundu. So
magoba ku magoba.
Magoba ku magoba. So awo kitegeeza emitwalo gyo 10 wegimalira ebbanga lyoba fixinze ku compound interest ebbanga lyoba oyagadde oba ate multiplyingzeko much more.
Okay.
So it helps you to accumulate wealth much faster, accumulate savings much faster.
Okay, that's how it can be leveraged for long term.
Yes.
Long-term savings.
So it's better when you fix it for quite some period. Not as usually they will give you short-term period and long-term period. Short-term earns you smaller interest. Long-term earns you more. More interest. So it's now up to you to have that discipline. No gambo mbangambye zino sente ngenda zifixinga for 2 years. Kanzireka. Sigenda ziriyako bwe nfuna ekizibu nesotingire walala. Nenga zino, I am targeting this amount of money because I need to buy this asset.
All right. How does inflation impact saving, and what investment strategies can help combat it?
Very good. Inflation means the money losing value. Otereseyo milioni 5 zo mu bank, when the inflation like hits milioni 5 nezifuuka bona kitundu. As in that 8 tezikyawera because the cost, the value of the currency has gone down. So the money loses value, meaning now nezo oterese wateleka 5 kati olinayo bona kitundu. So oluzinze emitwalo ga 5. So the solution to that is don't pack all your eggs in one basket. Yes, have different income sources. Zino ziterese mu banka ze zidepreciating naye ate oyina ke waguzeyo akataka because land appreciates. For it doesn't go down, the value of land goes up. Omuntu eyabadde ne million 5 omu n'agula ettaka omulala n'agula emmotoka ate ow'emmotoka value ye egenda wansi. Emmotoka kasita esigala ku kkubo, the value of the car goes down because every day new number plates are coming on, new models are coming on. Ate yazitadde million 5 mu ttaka, for them every day their land is appreciating. So you see investment decisions. Which decision would you make? Into something that appreciates and gains value, or into something that depreciates and loses value? Because with time, your car, the 5 million you put in your car, zinzo butavamu. Naye ate mu ttaka mu mwaka gumu wateekamu 5 yinza oditunda million aga 2. So when you're thinking of making investment decisions, think of things that multiply income, not things that lose value.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
What are some of the common misconceptions about I like this. What are some of the most common misconceptions about investing that young people should be aware of?
The misconceptions about investing is that they wait until they feel they have enough. That is a very wrong misconception. It's very hard to have enough. Even Sudir, even the president is working. Even the wife to the president, you would imagine she's the wife to the president that has been in power for all these years. She is working and earning. You get? So there is no perfect time. There is no amount that is suitable that when I hit this is the best time. No. That is the first misconception. Secondly, always feeling like I still have time. I still have time. You know? You don't have time. Nowadays, years are going so fast. If you always sit down on 31st, end of the year, and you calculate what you have done, and you don't see anything tangible that you have done, please caution yourself. Look into the mirror and tell yourself, sirina kyenkoze omwaka mbadde ndya buli okitegedde, sirina kyamaanyi kye neekoledde. Every year, however small, you should add something.
Okay.
So don't think, kansoke mpeza asatu. Kansoke mpeza asatu mweta. Noza bwe naweza ana. No. Begin at the level you are at. Tandikira wowe. Ne bwe gya mitwalo egi, tandikira. It's never too late. It's never too early.
There are also people who keep saving and there's a year that comes and you feel like oyagala kujoga mogo mwaka. Kasita ninayo ku account. That laziness that comes. You had a schedule, you're saving every month. Let me say probably 300,000 depending on how much you earn. And then time comes, you kind of get laid back. No better take a nap. Not a saving age emyezi chiddako. And you know what happens there and then. It's also not a good practice. I look at it. Kubanga gwe yandibadde abeera ne million 10 omwaka nga guweddeko weesanga oyinako 9 kubanga you were reluctant to save those other months.
It's very, very good for everybody to be accountable to someone. Buli omu alina okubeera n'omuntu mu bulamu bwe akutuuza n'akubuulirira n'akuwabula oba n'akubuuza. So make yourself accountable to somebody. And there is always someone good at something that you're looking for. I don't know what goal you have, but there's somebody who has achieved it. Look for that person who has made it. Be accountable to them. Let there be someone who can question you. Naga Julie, wangambi dine winokuteka emitwala satunga sizirabye. Okitegedde. Bako omuntu gwogamba banayi buli mwezi ngena savinga mitwala asatu nja kusindikiranga ki receipt. Nga bwoba togisindise akukubira nagamba Judy emitwala asatu giri wasagala excuse. You have to be pinned, you have to be questioned. Okitegedde. Ate nga zente zizo you have to be accountable to somebody. So find someone who will always question your moves. Ajja kugamba nedda Julie last week wabadde eri waspendize mu mbaga. So this wedding you're not.
Okay.
You're not. Kubanga budget okoze eki. Last month you didn't save because you were in a wedding. You cannot have the same excuse this month. Like you can't give them excuses. You need everybody needs someone who checks them, who holds them accountable.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. How can social media and peer influence impact young people's savings and investment behaviors?
Wow. Social media. Social media has everything and anything that you want in this world.
Trends.
And the problem is that the impressions that you get on social media are very far from the realities of life. It gives you an image. Have you seen these soaps? When you're growing up, there are those movies on TV, and then you see Muyindi does this, and it gives you a very weird impression of life, about love or about.
And you feel for you,
and
you're
not getting it, and you want to compare with the other guy in the movie. The guy was dying for the girl, and in reality, nobody is dying for you to that extent. So social media, you really have to sieve. You have to pick what you want. Social media can be good and can be bad, but you can choose to use it for what is beneficial. Make a choice and ask yourself, I want to do this. I want to be very good in this business. Who is successful in it? And you go to social media. Use it for the right purpose. Screen what you need, because everything is there, the bad and the good, constructive and disruptive, the wrong and the right. So how do you use it to benefit what you want to do? Remember, for you have goals. You have set them. So how do you use social media to benefit what you are looking at achieving? Because everything is there. The good things are there. You might not be an accountant, but there are very good accounting things that you can benefit from, even in small lessons. You go there and Google accounting lessons. I want to teach myself accounting because I want to be able to account very well in this business. So you learn some skills from there, basic skills of accounting. You're improving your saving skills. You're improving your personal, you're putting value to yourself. So use social media to be able to uplift what you are doing
And then your
benefit it. The peers, you just have to know that we can be together, we can play together, but even when they advise you, you know where you stop. We have what we call bandwagon effect. Every boy is getting a girlfriend, every girl is getting a boyfriend. So because they are my peers, I also have to do the same. You know, when you're striking in the school, when they finish beating all of you and they say go home, everybody goes to their own home. So at the end of the day, you have to remember there are journeys that you have to walk alone. You have that part where you walk alone and sit with yourself and ask yourself, if everybody is doing this, how do I fit in? Is it beneficial for me?
Okay.
So peer pressure needs to be, you need to learn how to balance it.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. We are now drawing our conclusion. I have just two questions to go. And one of them is, what are some of the low-risk investment options suitable for beginners? Just in case I'm a beginner, what are some of those low-risk investments that are suitable for me if I'm a beginner?
I would advise you to begin with things like a unit trust. A unit trust is somewhere where they can accept any amount of money. You keep it and it keeps you. Remember the compounding we're talking about? Yes. And it is as low as 50,000, 100,000. What is important is for you to first build the culture. Let me first save. As you are saving, you're also thinking of what do I want to do to invest in tomorrow. So first begin with the culture of saving, the discipline, and make sure you do it year in, year out, so that you know the saving culture has at least been established.
Okay.
Then after establishing the saving culture, then now you start looking out for opportunities. There are also saving groups on the village where you are. It could even be your fellows. You could be an office and say, for us as Destiny Production, fena tugenda kusavinganga etaano buli mwezi. As an office, as an entity, then you start. You never know. You could be able at one time to afford your own camera, which is not a Destiny Production camera. And it enhances the work that you're doing. It could be a certain machine which is not here. And you know very well we need this machine. It could be a light. It could be a microphone. The office itself doesn't have it, but it enhances your work. And every time they need it, they are going to hire you. You still earning something.
Okay.
So utilize what is available. Those who saving groups of the village, your peers, your classmates, as long as there is some integrity. It could even be your bank account. No gamba bank account yange buli mwezi ngenda teekayo omutwalo oba buli wiki ngenda suulayo omutwalo. Small. It doesn't have to be out of mass. Small, and you build the culture. Pola.
Okay.
As you're still building the culture, then you will see opportunities that are also coming and available.
Okay.
And it's also about your passion. What do you want to do? What difference do you want to make? How does it help the community? How does it help the country? How does it benefit the world?
Okay.
Slowly by slowly.
Well, my last question before we actually close, how can youth use technology, like those other apps, online resources, to improve their saving and investment habits?
Very good question. Technology is the way to go. Everything and anything in the world is now all around, and it's available. Whatever information you will ever need, it is available. You don't need to be a doctor to know how to eat well. You don't need to be a nutritionist to know what vitamin is in what kind of food. You don't need to be a lawyer to know what this crime leads to and what the punishment of that. All knowledge is available. The world is going IT. Get into your IT, brand yourself, sell yourself, all these things. Get the knowledge on savings. How have people saved? Read about Centenary Centenary Bank started as a saving group. How did they do it? How did they grow into a full-fledged bank? Where did the story begin? How other people who are saving, what is the saving knowledge that is available? Get your phone. Instead of going to that and you go to TikTok, and you start dancing every new trend that has come. Hey, you're recording yourself, you're dancing, you're using data. How can you use that data to get knowledge on how to save better and how to invest better?
Okay.
Technology has come to make you can be in the comfort of your bed, wherever. You don't need to be at the University of Cambridge or Harvard to be able to learn that skill. No. Even in the toilet where you are, you can just log in and Google. How do I save better? I want to improve my saving skills. Every question, there is AI now. What can I save in? Give me knowledge.
Which business
skill can I take on? How many people are saving? How much do they save? Which saving companies are available? Go feed in that information.
Okay.
Get all the available answers. In my community in Chisasi, where we are right now, what saving schemes are there that I can join? AI will bring them for you. So let's embrace technology, but let's use it to benefit ourselves.
Well, thank you so much, Alice. It's been a pleasure having you part of Hard Talk. And I always tell you, the youth out there, this is a show for you to learn so many things. We tackle social, economic, so just embrace this knowledge. It's gonna help you kind of improve your life in future, beginning today. So today I've been talking about saving and investment. How do you save and how do you invest? Which kind of business would you actually go in for? How are you supposed to prepare yourself? All that. And I hope if you've been watching, you've picked out something, apply it in your life to be better. My name is Judy Mirona. And on the show I had...
Can't see me, Alice.
Yes, we're going to catch you next time, same time, of course. But I have to remind you that this show is brought to you by Destiny Production. Destiny Production bakwata emikolo tulina cameras ez'omulembe, tukwata emikolo egy'enjawulo, okwanjula, embaga, abalina zi birthday, ng'oyagala camera ez'omulembe zikwata ekifaananyi ekitukula mu zzigo. Gwe tucontacting tukuwe services ennungi ate ku busente obutono. Tulina PS system, tulina emizindalo egyo egikuba ne gimalayo ebisaawe. So bw'oba olina omukolo ogw'enjawulo gwonna ng'oyagala services ezifaanaganako bwe zityo, tucontacting twogeremu, totya tutuukirira. Tucontacting twogeremu tulabe how we can actually be part of your function and make it memorable. So enamba zaffe ziri ku screen era oziraba ziyitawo, tukubireko twogeremuko naawe tulabe how we can work together. However, fenga ffe tusangibwa Kisaasi. Tusangibwa Kisaasi, osobola okujja n'otusanga ku Kulambiro Road. Yes, Kisaasi Kulambiro Road, awo oba otufuna bulungi oba kuba enamba ezo tusobola okwogerako naawe. But for now we have to say please bye. See you again next time. Take good care of yourself.